What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm gonna break down the exact game plan on how to be extremely successful when you start your recruiting agency. All right guys, if you don't know me already, my name is Ben Nader. I do videos on entrepreneurship, business, recruiting, real estate, investing, software, pretty much everything make money, laptop, lifestyle, everything on that genre. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and there'll be more content for you to come. All right, so today in specific, we're gonna be talking about the game plan, 4 elements that you need to know to be highly successful in your startup recruiting agency. If you follow these 4 elements like the Bible, you're gonna be highly successful. Trust me, if you follow these to a T, you're definitely going to be off on the right foot. You're gonna be starting to get clients, you're gonna be starting to fill a lot of job orders, and you're gonna get really, really good, really fast. Now, the best way to do that is to join our mentorship program in Recruiter Empire and book a call with us, link in description. But let me give you some game right here on how you can be successful just starting off on the surface level. All right, so number 1, create a specific regular schedule and stick to it. All right, that sounds pretty simple, Ben. Like, what kind of game is that? Well, it's really good game. It's routine. When you put in place routine and you continuously follow that routine, as in you don't deviate from whatever it is, right? Every single day, at each and every single hour, or every single time, however you set up your schedule, right? And you don't deviate from that because you're determined, you're focused, and you're dedicated to ensuring your success by following that schedule, you will win. Listen, just like an athlete has to train vigorously to be really good on the field when it comes to game time, you need to have a specific schedule by which you're going to do all of your work, right? By which you're going to be obtaining emails, doing a lot of outreach, by doing market research, by checking into different niches, by communicating with potential clients, potential candidates, etc. Set that schedule and make sure that you follow that schedule to a T. Because if you deviate from this, your business will go haywire. It'll be all over the place and everything will get really messy and disorganized. The minute that happens, everything goes downhill. But the minute you keep a routine, everything stays straight, which is excellent. That's where you want to be. You want to be on the straight and narrow path where it's leading to success. So figure out exactly what that schedule looks like for you, because everyone has different things, right? Everyone's working a 9 to 5. Maybe you're not. Maybe it's a part-time job. Like, who knows what? But figure out your regular schedule and always stick to it. All right, so number 2, identify your target niches and your messaging to those niches. This is basically identifying who's your target market. Who are you going to be reaching out to? Are you going to be focused on placing admins, salespeople, people in finance, people in legal, people in distribution, warehouse, transportation, you name it, right? But figure out what your target market is and then figure out the messaging that's going to be going out to those specific people. All right, so let me dive a little bit deeper on that because it's necessary. Once you identify your target niches, and I emphasize niches because you shouldn't just have one. As a startup, you should absolutely have no more than 3, but absolutely a minimum of at least 2. With that being said, once you've identified those niches, you should identify the messaging that you're sending to those niches, right? Now, oftentimes, we have very specific, crafted messaging in our program, but I can tell you that you can create a generic message outbound, right? That you can reach out with that will basically cover all bases across all boards, across all niches to anyone that receives it. They'll basically understand the language that you're using in your messaging, that you are someone that is going to be a recruiting figure that can find them talent, that has a good value proposition, that is able to basically fill the roles that they need, right? And identify that messaging and make it look good. And once you do that, then start reaching out hardcore. Think about it this way. If you don't know what you're looking for or who you're looking for, you're never going to know who to look for and who to target. And you're definitely not going to know what to say to them when you target them, right? So figure out exactly who that target market is, then figure out exactly what you're going to say to that target market so that everything aligns and everything makes sense. So that target market replies back to you positively saying, yeah, we actually have a couple needs in the sales department. Great. Let's get on a Zoom. Let's have a phone call. Are you available Monday, Wednesday? Give them a couple times, that kind of thing, right? But you want to identify that market and you want to identify your messaging, make it clear, test it, right? ABT, always be testing. Same thing as ABC, always be closing, but always be testing, right? So create iterations of templates that you want to send out to people, right? We save all our templates, all our messaging, all our contracts for people in our programs. People ask all the time, so I want to say it right here, right now. But you can create something that's crafted based on your voice, your knowledge, your information that says who you are and why you're reaching out and what you're going to do, right? That's it. That's all you need to do. Keep it concise, short, quick, get your point across, and get responses. All right, so number 3 really dives right after number 2. So this is creating an incredible value proposition. I always like to reference Alex Hormozi. $100 Million Offers is the book he wrote, where it basically says on the tagline, make offers to people that are so good, people feel stupid saying no. That's how I feel about an offer, right? I want to make an offer to somebody that they can't refuse, right? So hashtag Godfather. But here's the whole deal. You want to make an offer to somebody, right? In a value prop where it's just so good, they would literally feel stupid turning it down or saying no to it, right? Now, of course, we're going to get tons of people that aren't going to align with us and won't do, business with us. That's fine. Like maybe they don't have needs to fill, or maybe they're not in the space or in the time for it, right? But when you hit the right person at the right time, they're going to feel stupid if they say no. So they're going to reply to you, right? And they're going to let you know, hey, we have openings. Yes, we'd like to chat, blah, 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 blah. But the reason is because you made an offer they couldn't refuse. Your value proposition was so good, meaning you had something in there, right? Something super crafty, like the way that you're going to provide the value, the way that you understand their business, the way that your firm operates, right? A little tidbit about who you are and why you're messaging them, right? Just enough, just so good to the point where they ping you back, you ping them back with some more information, right? Because on the second email, you're allowed to go a little bit deeper, right? A little bit more thorough rather than being concise on message number 1. But message number 2, you can elaborate on that value proposition and give them the goods, right? Give them what they want, right? And make the offer so irresistible, they'd feel stupid saying no. Now, understand when I talk about creating these amazing value propositions, I'm coming from a place of value. Like I always say in a bunch of my videos, right? You always need to be coming from this place of delivering value upfront, quickly, good value, right? Genuine value without expectation. Remember, guys, nothing chases value faster than money in business. So don't worry about the money part. Come from the value part. That's where you're going to win. All right, so number 4 is going to be a big one for you. Know your numbers. We're talking about KPIs here. All right, so when people talk about knowing your numbers, this is a serious game, right? Because here's the thing. All of your numbers in business are statistics specific to your business. And when you know your numbers, right? You've probably heard it on Shark Tank from Kevin O'Leary, right? Know your numbers, right? Everyone's talking about knowing your numbers. Now, when you do know your numbers, you have such an advantage. You have a massive advantage to being highly successful as a startup recruiting agency, because the more and more that you do, you're going to understand the data, right? And the data never lies. Just to give you like a quick example of some KPIs that you can track. How about emails sent to emails replied, right? That ratio tells you a lot. Whether your email is good or not, right? Your open rate, that can tell you a lot. How often your email is being opened. How about emails replied to contracts signed, right? That's a ratio that tells really good details, right? How about contracts signed to job orders given, right? That just tells you maybe how many actual contracts you signed and how many job orders you were given out of that. Let's go even deeper. How about how many job orders that you got, job orders filled? How good at you were getting the job orders and then afterwards filling the job orders, right? That tells you right there how good is your candidate acquisition side, right? So you're acquiring more and more data. The deeper you go, you can go even into candidates filled to what niche were they filled in, right? And you can just go and go and go. Okay, so if you're following me, the more and more that you just go through the data and your KPIs and your numbers, the more and more you're gonna understand where you're doing really, really well and where you have places that you can improve. So the more you do, the better you get. It's that simple. My exact recipe for this is to identify specifically where you're lacking and just work backwards from the data to improve that piece where you're lacking. So if we go and rewind a little bit, right? Let's say that your email open rate is low. Well, it's probably got bad subject lines to the emails, right? How about email response rate? Maybe it's got a high open rate, but it's not got a high response rate. Okay, that means the actual copy and the body of the email isn't so great. The messaging needs improvement. So there's so many things that you can get out of the data if you track your KPIs, right? So this is pivotal as a startup recruiting agency for you to be successful. Know your numbers. All right, guys, if you follow those 4 tenets that I just gave you, you are going to be rock solid on your startup recruiting agency. You will be off to the races and you'll absolutely be successful if you follow everything to a T. All right, guys, if this was an enjoyable video, valuable video, any of that to you, please smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to this channel, and join our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, link in description. We have 15,000 recruiters in there. We'd love for you to be our next member. So join the group, link in description, and I'll see you guys next time.